Welcome back everybody to the Color Fruit Salad channel. I hope you guys are watching. Like I said, I will talk about my pocketbook today. I will also compare it with my iPad. I have both of them here with me still. I remember I said I will post a video of my boyfriend dyeing my hair last time. The problem was I'm a newbie on YouTube. I did not know we had background music. And due to the copyright, about 70% of the video would have no sound. So I was like, I'm not gonna post it. I will wait since I do have to dye my hair every month. I will, next time I'm gonna do it, I will post it here and I'll promise you there will be no background music. Like I said, let's get into it, to the pocketbook information, what we can do with it, what we cannot, the weight of it, how big it is. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. So here, everybody is here. You cannot see any colors yet because he's not on, but I will show you. But first I will let you know it is 160 grams, is not even 1 centimeter thick, is 10 centimeters, and then about 16 centimeters long. If you want to see the comparison, like I said, I still have here my iPad, and here he is, and you see how the pocketbook is actually much smaller than the iPad mini, and also a little bit thinner than iPad mini as well. So here we go, out. So here on the bottom, you have obviously, this is for an external little card if you need extra space, charging, and this is the button. So if I click here, it goes automatically, like you said, to sleep. If I click it actually a little bit longer, let's try it, is out. This is really when he's out. And now to put it back on again, I do have to click it again a little bit longer. So here he is, and he's gonna go back exactly where he was before. There we are. So you see, sometimes the covers take a little bit longer to show up, which is normal. Like I said, one small click and he goes back to sleep. And one again and he's back on you. Before, I did get the colored one because I do like to see the covers in color. It was a little bit more expensive, but not that much. So let's start up here. We do have the date and the hour, which is normal by any e-reader. The percent of the battery, this is the front light, which if I put it off, it's gonna be everything black, and the airplane mode. I did explain in my last video, I do not need any device to be connected or my e-readers to the internet. That's why I have it 90% of the time in airplane mode. It saves so much energy. Also, I do not have, if I click here, the Bluetooth is also not on. We do have the connector to Wi-Fi if you need, the Bluetooth, task manager, which is if you want to lock, where you want to go, and then back again to sync it. So if I do have connected to the internet and I bought maybe a book on my MacBook, I sync it and the book will be automatically here. And of course here you have the front, the brightness, which, oh, that was a little bit much. And like I said, the front light, if I put it off, you see it goes practically very, very, very dark. As soon as I put the brightness on top, the light is back on again. I do not like to use the automatic because I like to use my own brightness, and depending where I am, outside, inside, if I'm in bed at night, so I leave it as it is. Get back again. I don't need it. We do have the library down here, audiobooks, which I do not use, but I leave it as it is in case if one time in the future I listen to audiobooks. We have the store, which I also use it in my MacBook, not on my e-reader. Notes. You can see the notes that you've written in one of the books you've been reading, and apps. So if I click on the apps, you can see you have the browser, the calculator, calendar, dictionary, settings. You have gallery for photos, Dropbox. You have a bunch of stuff, even chess, coloring, Sudoku. I do not use any of it, but I left it as it is. Sometimes I'm on a, I don't know, airplane, I want to play Sudoku. It's over there. So what I do use from here is obviously the settings. So if you go into settings, there we go. You have again the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, accounts, personalized languages. Obviously you can put in any language you want, saving power, maintenance software, and so on. So saving power, if I go inside, I do have the power off off. I like it to put it on and off by myself. I don't like when e-readers or iPads do it on their own. That's why I put it off. I just don't like it. That's personal preference. You guys can decide. If I go back, so one thing that I used quite a lot here was the personalize. So when you click here and you go, for example, key mapping. So key mapping, I went here and I went on the EPUB because 99.99999% of the books I read are under EPUB format. And here you can format what you want, these 4 little, maybe you cannot see it, but there's little 4 buttons as you want. So when I go forward, I just want him to go forward. When I go back, I just want him to go back. And before you could do it forward alt, and you would do, imagine, 10 pages in front, but that's optional. For example, if I go here, forward hold, I can do maybe that he wants to move 10 pages or minus or go to page, first page. This is really just preference. I do not like it because sometimes you are distracted. Maybe you press a little bit too long and you don't realize it and you are, I don't know, 10 pages in front. So what I did is, when you press forward and forward hold, just goes 1 page forward, and backward hold just goes 1 page backward. And the menu as well. So there's this. This is backward, forward. This is the menu, and this is the other menu as well. I will show you when I'm inside on the book what they do exactly. So let me go back. Let me go back. And you can do everything for the other PDFs as well. This is just because I do not read PDFs. I did not, let's say, set up this as I wanted. Obviously, you have to think, when I compare it to iPad, it is a little bit faster than the Pocketbook to open stuff and whatnot. It's just that iPad, there's so much other apps that if you are just a bookaholic like me and an e-reader, you don't really need. That's why I rather just have something just to read, because the iPad, you can do so much other stuff. It's not just to read. That's why also the battery doesn't last longer as the Pocketbook. If I want to go back to the beginning, I just have to click on the left button and I'm back on the original page, which I really, really like. You have here pages from books that I opened recently. You can see all the books I've added since I got the Pocketbook, which was about a week ago. So imagine, let me open this one. It takes a little bit, a couple of seconds. There we are. I finished it already, that's why you only see this. But you see down here how many pages you've read, even tells you the last page or on the chapter, which I really, really, really like. So if I click here on the left, you go back again to the main menu. That's why I opened this book last, so it comes first again. If I click on the right button, you come to a little setup of the book. So you can mark this page as one of your favorites. You can also use settings if you want to change. For example, if I go here, you can change the site, you can even change the letter, the font, everything you can do pretty much here. Not like, because sometimes when I'm sleeping, I have the Pocketbook on the side and it changes automatically and I hate that. So I've stopped the rotate. So if I want to do this, you see, it marks it, or just with a pencil. You can usually actually cross different letters and phrases, and then I can go with the eraser and erase everything. Go here as well. And here you can see everything, the notes, what you have saved. You can see I finished the book and I have a bunch of bookmarks. That's me. I like to keep bookmarks on the chapters that I like. And if that's like the iPad, you click there and you go to the bookmark you've done, which is pretty self-explanatory, I would say. And you can move it to the chapter to chapter if you wish. It's very easy and very fast to move. Or you can just go here and then you can go to the chapters. If you know which chapter you want to go, you can also find it for yourself. So let's go back, and then I go back to the main menu. So here we are. One of the things that got me to really get this e-reader was in my iPad, in the old iBooks, you could create your own folders. And I love that because I like to separate my books through authors. And I sometimes don't like these kind of e-readers or Kindle or something. They separate it by, I don't know, title name, or it's so weird. And I really wanted something that I could separate it in my own personal folders. So if I go here to library, let me go back to the beginning because here I'm inside of a folder already. So here you have folders. These are the folders that come with the e-reader itself. You cannot really delete them, which I'm okay with. We have series, formats, favorites, collections, genres, authors, and books. But if you go to folders and you go to internal storage, that comes automatically with the e-reader. These are all the folders that I made myself. And as you can see, I separate them with authors' names. And that's how I like to keep my stuff organized and my books organized. So when I go all the way up, so usually I have some of them right at the top. So we have number 1, where you can, I think it's self-explanatory. I'm reading. There's books inside there that I have not read. There's others one that are like written by 2 different authors, which I have finished. You have mixed series and you have mixed. Mixed for me, it's like, oh, I read this book from this author and it was 1 book. I don't really, when it's 1 or 2 books, I really never create a folder for that author. Maybe in the future will come, but if not, I will just put it in mixed. And then I have it by done up here. So what it happens with me, it's like when I'm reading a book and I'm not really in the patience mode to go on Goodreads and give a review, usually I transfer them to this folder done. So when I do have time and patience, I know which books I have to review, so I don't forget any. And if you go here, done, you can see I have 2 books inside. This one says by 27% because it's the book we've been to show you how this works. And then if you go here, for example, if we go here, for example, to reading, it's so easy to transfer. So I can go to reading, for example. So obviously, if I finish, for example, this book, and I want to change it from the reading folder that I have to, for example, done, what I have to do is click on it, a little bit, 1 or 2 seconds, and you can see here. And then you can do File, Move, and you can go to one of the folders that you've created. You can actually also, I don't know if you saw, I will show you again. You can delete the book if you wish. You can add it to your favorites, to a collection, and that's how it is. It's pretty easy, but sometimes when I have 4, 5, 6 books that I've read, usually I just connect it to my MacBook quickly and I just transfer them to the right author or to the right folder. So when you go back here, you can see I have quite a lot of authors as well. For example, let's go here, Faulkner Tammy, which is one of my favorites. They are by obviously alphabetic order. You can also change the order if you wish, Z to A, file name, so on and so forth. You can change them as well, how you view them. So for me, this way, it's a little bit too big. I don't really need to see it that big. That's why I usually keep it like smaller a little bit. But actually, if you have, imagine I have a couple of authors, which I have maybe 30 different books. You can also, if you know the name of the book, you can write it quickly and search it. For example, I know, search. And there is. That's why I knew that name, obviously, and that's how it works, which I really, really like. And like I said, one of the things that got me to get this e-reader was like the way I could just transfer books and series so quickly, because sometimes with other e-readers, for example, Kindle, takes a little bit longer, or sometimes everything has to be directly through Amazon. And here you can buy books on Amazon, you can buy them on iTunes, you can buy in anywhere and just transfer them so quickly. I have so many different authors that I love. I have maybe here on this e-reader alone, I would say maybe 500 books. Obviously on my USB I have a lot more. It's just I keep my, let's say, loved authors here next to me and the series that I love from them as well. Usually I live in Switzerland, so usually here you write the last name first. That's why I wrote last name, comma, first name, but that's really personal preference. I got my e-reader and in about, I would say, half an hour, I had all the books here inside. And it actually took me that long just because I had to find all the books that I wanted. Because to transfer them was less than 3 minutes. I had to go author now author to really get it. And you can see my Liebling, J.K. Rowling, and you have here my Favorite book. So it is like this. Like I said, I love this e-reader. It's so light. One thing I do need to get is actually a cover for it, because you can see I don't really want to, scratch it or something. But I think if you wish to have it, I think the black and white, if you don't really need color, it's more than enough. It's practically the same. The measurements are the same. I think 5 or 6 grams lighter. And the battery, sorry, I have this e-reader for like over a week or about a week. It was fully charged and I've been reading every day, and it's by 58%. So you see, it doesn't really use that much energy. Obviously, I've been using it in airplane mode, like I mentioned before, but it is like this. So I like to keep it like this. You can see when I put all the books here inside, 138 and stuff that I added, 307, 151, it was quite a lot. But I like to have my favorite books with me in case sometimes I'm bored or in a book funk. I can just choose something that I know I liked and reread again. If you guys have any questions or you want to see me talk about my different folders of authors, please let me know. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have any questions about my dear friend, please let me know. So which kind of authors I like. I hope maybe next week I can do a video about my Goodreads account if you guys are interested. I do have my, like I mentioned before, my reading challenge going strong. And I hope I can make it just as in the next couple of weeks. Please subscribe and comment below. And bye guys.